Hey, Pony. So, today starts the journey of pulling this old girl back out of semi-retirement. That is what most of this video will be about. Why are we pulling her out of retirement, you ask? Well, I'll put up a picture and some videos in here, but the old International, the 2015 International Pro Star we have, went up in smoke. Caught on fire on 71 north of Columbus, Ohio, several days ago now. So we got to pull this truck back out, see if we can patch it together and get her to work to get us to keep the income coming in. The reason for the other truck on fire, we don't know yet. The insurance company's supposed to send an evaluator out to look at it. I'm assuming it was electrical, but we don't know. All we know is she went completely up. The driver did make it out okay, thankfully. He lost all of his stuff in it except for his phone and his backpack, but nobody else was hurt and no other major property was damaged. Very little damage to the trailer, no damage to the freight on the trailer. So all in all, it could have been a lot worse. Still sucks, but it is what it is. We have see what our insurance says and does, but you freaking pick up the sticks and move on to the next one, old son. That's what this video is going to be about. Going over this thing, got a bunch of lights out on it. Hasn't been started in since the middle of February. This is now the beginning of October. So start it up, see what kind of lights come on, what kind of lights we got to fix, what kind of electrical issues we're going to have, but try to iron it out and get the bugs shaken out. There's my helper for the day. It needs a lot of little odds and ends punched out, but I'm hoping to be able to relatively easy get it without too much overhead costs, get it together and get her on the road. You can see the headache rack is all mumbled up. Gonna work on it, see what we can shake out over the next few days so we can get this old girl on the road and get back to cranking out the survival money, baby. I don't know if you can sit on the video, do it again. Yeah, you could a little bit, do it again. Yeah, you can see it. Asking why smoke comes out of our mouth when it's cold outside. First thing it needs is a starter. Second thing it needs is tires, and see if we can get a little bit of time out of it. Way down in there's the starter. I can disconnect the batteries and take the starter out and see how this thing comes together. Much blood, sweat, and tears. Got the old one out, off to the parts store to get a new one. Yeehaw. All right, see what present they send us. Naked eye, it looks very similar. Just that little wire screws on. I believe it's it. See how she bolts on. This old truck is just a few turnovers from needing a rebuild, but since we're kind of stuck in an emergency situation, I'm hoping we can squeeze a little bit more life out of it before we got to break into it. I have to move out of the way so I can get in there. I know it's important for you to see what I'm doing, but you're gonna have to trust me on this one. So far, believe it or not, I've been able to do all of this without having to take anything else off. Welcome to older trucks. Newer trucks, you probably take the engine out. Moral of the story is, this is not a punch and should not be used as such. I did it. All good now, baby. Because there's so many wires that go on each one of these, I zip tied them all together so I know that I don't miss any of them when I go to put them back on. Alright, starter's all installed, so let me hook up the battery cables And I'll change oil in the truck real quick while the batteries continue charging. And we're gonna see if she fire up. Beautiful. Amishman couldn't have done it better himself.
And I also wheeled my back, and I also did full way, and then somehow my butt piece swayed up, and then
Your butt slid off?
Yeah, halfway, and I was still going.
You wanna do it again so I can show the camera? All right, show me. Whoa. It is kind of Humpty Bumpty, huh?
Did you see me jump?
Yep.
Well, the first time I went so fast, I jumped it higher than that time.
That was a pretty good run right there. No, this is not Lucas. It's just a old oil jug I've been using. The other trucks I add 1 gallon of Lucas per oil change, but on this thing, since it's old and loose and wore out, I'm gonna add 2 gallons per oil change to see if I can get a few more miles out of it. In case you're wondering, I do torque the filters to spec. It's about yay tight. That's the spec that the factory asks for. Get that last coolant valve on, and I think I'm done ready to fire it up. It's gonna tip over. Because that's just outside as a protection for the hoses. And the actual coolant line is inside there.
I keep saying, I swear I can't.
All right, I'm sure I can't.
I swear
Jump
I
on
can't.
out and we'll see if we can start it. What did I miss?
You did miss that, but you did miss that white thingy.
What white thingy? That? Yeah. Well, we just put new filters on it not too long ago, but we're gonna try to start it without putting new fuel filters on it. From previous experience, I have to use quite a bit of starting ether. I'm gonna just go ahead and remove the filter because I know I'll need it out anyway. To shooter some etherification.
Daddy, that time the fan was actually spinning.
Was it? Missed the shot where she actually started, but got her fired up. Used starting ether at first, and then I kind of turned chicken and just kept cranking. She fired up, so I guess she ain't dead yet. Oil pressure's built up good. I have to use the pickup and the charger. Took both power sources to get her to crank over and start, but she's running, that's all that counts. Yeah, got the air climbing a little bit. Silly little governmental fun fact. While I'm sitting here letting this thing warm up a little bit, there the air compressor kicked off. Trying to put license plates and stuff back on this truck. The IRP is saying we have to send them proof that we didn't drive the truck in the past 6 months. How do you freaking prove that you didn't drive the truck? Like, I don't know, I guess come take pictures of it sitting here? Freaking government, man. Welcome to government. Time to give her the test. Oh yeah. Let her sit for a while and be in silence. Been running for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm gonna check on some lights. This one definitely not gonna work up here on the fender. This one is, but it's not very bright. It's only got about half of its lights lighting up for some reason. Pretty sure I have another one of those extra. And I think one of the rear ones here was not working. Okay, that one is, but that one over there is not. I thought it was the other way around, but all right, let me fix some lights. I'll get out of my wet clothes. Excuse me. All right, now I'm ready to dig in the wire. I did.
Yeah.
What would I do without my hat?
Dad, you don't want this one to get dirty.
Yep, you're right. Thank you. It's already got sweat stains in it, but
Yeah.
we'll pretend it doesn't. Work my way
What's this?
the other way. What, cowboy?
What's this?
I'm watching.
Alright.
Yes, I are. Whoa. Quite the water hole you ran through. Oh, it does have a little bit of power coming through it. I can see it in the very deep southern background there.
I went so fast you couldn't even see them.
You are like a ninja, cowboy.
Why'd you fly these all out?
Because somewhere they're not working right. You look inside really close, you see where it's just blinking a little bit inside the light. So it's very dimly blinking in there.
Yeah.
It should be blinking like a super lot. As bright as the ones on the other side are. Well, it must be in this plug-in because my light's gotten brighter. Nothing what?
I thought there was gonna be that.
You guys find a whole new treasure trove of stuff. Alright, so the whole fuse panel is just one corroded up mess. Tomorrow I'm going to the Napa and get a bunch of these fuses and just replace a bunch of them, spray some cleaner up in there. See if we can clean it up and see if that'll solve the rest of our wiring problems. Got to replace that marker light in there. Apparently it's like an 8er. This will work. I do like the simplicity of older trucks. This thing is kind of old, but it's old enough to be simpler than a lot of them, but still not as simple as like the 99s, 80s, 90s. Those were just much simpler to work on and everything. So, but this is better than your 2024s, that's for sure. The little calf in there thinks it's feeding time. I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but she keeps saying, "Moo, feed me." Finally going through weaning her off the bottle. And so she's having to learn to rely more on grain for her nutrients. She is not appreciative of that. Probably wasn't when I was being weaned either. Best stuff found is these multi-plastic with a little bit of soldering material that melts it together and helps them to stay. The wires themselves it melts together. I'll show you one. And then I go over it with liquid tape and actual electrical tape over top of that. These melty things hold together decent, but then after a year or so, the plastic gets weak and fragile and it cracks and then moisture goes in and then you're right back to light problems. But on the ones that I do this type of melty thing and do the liquid electric tape along with the regular electrical tape, I have not had to go back to yet. But these is what they look like. Got the aluminum melty things in the middle, the extra blue melty things, and the whole thing shrinks down. Bishop never gave me good wire splicing advice. I got a feeling he would enjoy knowing our truck burned up. And it's a matter of time he'll find out. Somebody will tell him. Yep, I screwed up and melded the wrong wires together. That would be me. I believe I already said, but let me say it again. Never trust the Amish electrician. Side B. Side B. Sure. Good, ask if she can bring the pony out in case you couldn't hear that on the camera. Maybe I just randomly yell Shore out loud. That pony has done miracles for those kids and being comfortable around horses. He's their size, he's old and stiff and slow. He's been a blessing for him, that's for sure. Oh, look at that, how beautiful is that? Must be doing something right. I just saw you blink. Ooh, it's dark in here. All right.
I got you.
Putting up my tools, feeding the horses, graining the calf, and then go take a shower and put some kids to bed. And I'll work on this thing. There you go, girl. Work on that thing some more tomorrow. Somebody want to buy a horse? This horse is for sale if somebody wants to pay enough money.
For real?
Yes, we would sell her for real.
Why?
She's a coming 2-year-old. Plan is to at least green break her and then sell her. For the right person and the right money, I could be talking to selling her as is. What's she gonna slobber on you?
No.
There you go, pony. She's got it, not me. Yumptious scrumptious.
I love him.
Right, girl?
She's a messy eater.
Yes, she is.
She needs to learn to eat above the bucket.
All right, Rooster, do you want to give the calf its green? The video is going to be very grainy. Oh, because it's getting dark. Hey, don't lick me. Lick Rooster. Whoops, sorry. Just dump it in. She's just a greedy little girl.
She's not like Montana.
Yeah, but I gave her a little bit more tonight. Maybe she won't be as greedy in the morning. She don't eat much hay, but she does chew on it a little bit. So a little bit of roughage helps her a little bit of tummy.
Look at me.
Good job, good job. You got a hay head, boy. You all right?
Dad, watch.
Show the people of the internet.
Dad, watch this where I'm going.
I'm watching.
Go. Go. Dad,
Your
this
head
is
gets
how you
stuck.
make a diamond. Is all diamond? Yeah. You guys are watching. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, they're all here. Is there supposed to be 10, Mom?
I am not mom.
No, I'm asking Mommy in the video.
Mom, how many chickens is it? It's 10. All right, I'm pretty sure it's 10 because we butchered one and one more died. I got her again. Working on getting the fuse box. Fuse this out of the fuse panel. Get them cleaned up. Some of those don't look too bad. Some of them look really bad. The whole fuse panel is just corroded up. So I'm going through. Got ones like that. Why is my phone not focusing on it? You daggone phone. Yeah, that's a wiring problem. You can see green wire gook on there where moisture had gotten in the box. So got the cruise control to work, the Jake brakes to work, but I can't get my turn signals to work. So taking the fuse box out, see if I can get it out and make sure there's no loose wires on the back side of it or something. So I got a feeling that's where the issue is on my other light issues. What is this piece?
The air.
Air compressor, good job. Thank you. Hey, get out of there, you silly bee. Got to teach them to do it the old school way. Impact gun. It's not the good Christian way to do it. Good Christian way to do it is slow and with lots of labor. Just ask the bishop. Replaced every single fuse and breaker, Whole new fuse panel. I've had it all apart and cleaned up. I cannot get my turn signals to work and my overhead cab lights. So she has an appointment to go to a doctor Monday. It's above this Amish mechanical skills. So I didn't know. All I know is I don't know.